stops people like us going to the moon? Is it because space is owned by big business and government? And anyway, how did we get to the moon? All those NASA astronauts, they experimented in swimming pools. They went to Iceland and pretended it was the moon. They strung each other up with elastic bands. They did a whole lot of things that looked to me like people just fooling about and playing. So this is my mission here, is to play my way to the moon by practicing being an astronaut on Earth. And when I was asked, well, what are you going to do when you get to the moon, which is always a good question, what, just plant a flag and come home, I figured I would play golf.
Only a few weeks ago I went to a meeting in that building there called H. Foreman and Son,
Yeah.
where the chief executive of the Olympic Legacy Company Limited talked about his plans for regenerating this area post-Olympics.
What I'm doing is trying to get 18 holes on Earth mapped out through sort of meeting people through the internet and going on walks, and then mapping those out against a map of the moon.
I found a dead something on my allotment a few weeks ago, which might have been a kitten or a fox cub. I couldn't really work it out. Yeah, that looked like it had been buried.
So that by the time I get there in about 30 years' time, I will have designed a suitable course for us all to play on. How would you know the difference between water and dampness?
I don't, until I've dug.
Okay, so you get a kind of, how does it work? You get a feeling or a twitch, or they come together? Oh, so you're holding them like that and then they swing?
Yeah.
Right, and then you dig down and see what there is?
Sometimes they'll go that way,
Yeah.
and sometimes they'll cross.
There'll only be room for 3 people on the ship, that I hope that we'll all co-design the ship as well, presumably. So there's only a few challenges left, really. One is to live long enough for the technology to become affordable. 2 is for us all to train properly so that we know what we're doing by the time the opportunity arises.
And she persuaded all these different scientists to chat to her, including people who had actually been to the moon, and got them to describe the experience of what it physically felt like in the rocket and stuff. And then she made this chair which was meant to give you the sensation that you're in the rocket going to the moon. It was great.
Did it work?
Well,
The third one was my ambition was to get David Bowie to come with us, which means trying to make him live long enough, which is again a bit of a challenge.
I mean, the classic thing I remember about Hunter S. Thompson was in the documentary I saw, was he talked about that thing where he talked about one of the US politicians taking this very strange kind of South American drug called ibogaine. And he's been interviewed by somebody in the States, and he said, well, there's a rumour started that this politician was taking ibogaine. He said, well, was he or wasn't he? He says, I don't know if he was or he wasn't, but there was a rumour started. And so the person who interviews Thompson says, well, who started that rumour? And Thompson says, I started the rumour.
So what we're doing here is, this is the second hole that goes from here to Arnold's surface, and I'm simply going to sort of make a shot each time I feel that we're roughly at a place where you can make a shot on the hole on the moon. And then I'll string that together from the video, and we'll create a simulation, an Earth simulation of moon golf hole 2.
So where was the first one?
Oh, that's just coming down the touch.
Yeah!
You work it all out with scientific measurements. You say, well, no, there's definitely there's definitely no water on the moon for a start.
They said that for years, didn't they? They said that for years. Yeah. So you've got is this your pitch to get the second seat on the rocket then? That you'll be useful as a diviner?
Well, I think I might be a bit shaky.
My great-great-grandparents were married there in 1850. Richard Newman and Mary Ann Agus. And they lived at 6 Cambridge Road. Born and bred.
because she was so wildly enthusiastic and she had people in, uniforms and stuff. people in the show loved it because of course someone directly engaging with you going, try this, do this, you know, and kind of, she made them like put on goggles and do the whole thing. But yeah, she managed to get a trip to the larger
Whole development will take up to 40 years.
40 years? That's longer than my moon mission. That's going the wrong way.